Hey guys, Matt here, and since you've seen that sexy new intro, you guys now know that I am now sponsored by Mr. Sinclair. So yeah, now I can put those in each one of the videos, but it is worth it. Today I may bring you a 37-10 with the Vector regular team deathmatch. It's a pretty decent game. I choke for a little while, but whatever. Since the not overwhelming, but I got quite a few good responses from my last video about the community. I'm thinking about doing another one called Community V2. How original? I'm not original at all. And again, I am posting. I'm one of the thousands of people that make Call of Duty videos, so I can't really complain. And I just noticed that this is my first game I'm gonna be actually posting on my channel from the PSN. So, PS3. So yeah, I'm gonna get a nice little double spray right there. Now let me talk about the community. Since you got, I did get really good responses, and one guy though, I think he got a little misinformed. When I was talking about overpowered weapons, I did not actually say the M16. I think it's actually a very fair weapon in Modern Warfare 2. Well, not fair. It is a bit powerful, but it has some counters now. I mean, in Modern Warfare 1, there was not a counter to the M16. At least in Modern Warfare 2, any gun can really battle it out pretty well with the M16. So I don't feel as if though the M16 is too overpowered. I do think it has a little bit of a leading edge in accuracy, but that's just about it. The M16 is a pretty okay weapon in my book when it comes to that. So let me talk to you guys more about like the root of everything that started happening. Like I did inform you guys before, I have been playing Call of Duty much longer than most people. I started with Call of Duty 2, and I'm gonna tell you my experience from Call of Duty 2 all the way until now. In Call of Duty 2, there were no hacks, there were nothing, there were barely any glitches as far as I remember. It was a pretty straightforward game, and it was solidly built, and the community that was in Call of Duty 2, they were probably the best community of any game I have yet to play. Everything was completely balanced. There was nothing overpowered. Every weapon had recoil. Every weapon had counter. It was a very, very fair game. The only problem with the game is that you were able to zoom in very, very fast. But there were no quickscopers back then, so I mean, it really did not affect gameplay at all. I know that's when optics started, but I mean, that was before the big quickscoping thing, like before Hutch, before all that. It was a very, very good time for gaming. Then Call of Duty 3, that was probably the root of how broken the community is. I was thinking it over lately, and for a while I was thinking Call of Duty 4 was, but then I've really been thinking, well, now I started to remember a few things. There were no prestige checks, there was nothing like that, but there were a awful amount of glitches in the game. I remember on one map that I rather liked with a bridge in the middle. I don't remember the name. It had a broken bridge in the middle, and you had to cross that. There was a building and everything, but I remember there were quite a few glitches in there. You were able to teleport all the way up, like you were able to float around. There were quite a few glitches in there. It really was not abused. If you get into a lobby, because you were able to choose the lobby you got into of people. And it was generally like a glitching lobby, but like there were no serious things, and it was fun. I will have to admit, because those glitches really did not affect the whole community. then we get into Modern Warfare 1, Call of Duty 4. That is where you wouldn't have noticed at the time, but that was the root of the community we have now. Well, I mean the biggest root. If you like the sole proprietor, I butchered that word. Proprietor. I mean, I always butcher words, but that was where the noob tubes came in. That's where Triple Frag came in. The way I look at it, I don't think that the frags were overpowered, but I think that when you added 3 of them with Triple Frag, that's when they started to become overpowered. Because if there was just 1 frag, there would never have been a power. There would have never been a trouble with Triple Frag. So I mean, when you think about it, it was a real polished game. But then you had noob tubers, then you had a whole bunch of different shenanigans. It was crazy. It was almost like game breaking to a point. There were noob tubers right off the start. They had a whole bunch of different problems. And now the main game is ended. I'm probably going to, I don't know. I don't really have anything short enough to put in there. I could probably skirmish up at Ace or something. But that was probably the start, the biggest start of it all. With the noob tubes, with the Sonic Boom, and Triple Frag, and Martyrdom. I never had a problem with Last Stand, really, until Modern Warfare 2 when they introduced Final Stand. That's when I began really having a problem with it. But then on to World of War, which I think is just a horrible, horrible game. Right off the start, there were numerous rock glitches. There were numerous glitches. The one good safeguard they did put into it was a cap on how fast you're able to fire a semi-automatic weapon, which I did like, but within a month or so, they actually found out how to overcome that. So, I mean, it really didn't affect too many people. I know my cousin, he was able to fire fast enough with his trigger finger that would actually set it off. So, I mean, I don't know. It was a little too sensitive. Yeah, with the MP40, that was when a huge amount of people just lost respect for the game, in my opinion. Because if you think about it, a game is not ruined by the game, it's ruined by the community. Video games like the Call of Duty series, it's the one saying, you guys know saying, don't hate the player, hate the game? Well, in Call of Duty, that's quite the opposite. You have to hate the player, you actually have to hate the player, not the game. Because, I mean, they are the reason why people are running around with the MP40 Juggernaut with extended mags. They're using the M16 Red Dot with Triple Frag and Call of Duty 4. They are the ones, in my opinion, who are running around with the FAMAS, just hip firing away, killing people like crazy. If they didn't do that, I mean, it would be a great saga, but now that it's been ruined. Now they're going to be introduced in so many different things that it's going to ruin the game for Black Ops. And if you guys understand my opinion, please understand, do not buy that game. Do not buy too many games for Activision for a little while. Like, just make their pockets have nothing left. Make them become caring of their games and of their merchandise in order to produce better content. Because they are making so much money, they don't even care about the content at this point. But if we all just don't buy their games for a little while, let's say a year. Let's go with EA. I mean, EA is bad, but Activision's worse. And I really do think if we just stop giving them our revenue, that it would get somewhat better. I mean, they would try to make the experience better for people. I mean, that's my opinion. I guess I'm going off the topic of the community a bit, but leave your comments below. And sorry if I sound like sick or anything. Like I'm under a blanket right now. I had a really rough night. I only got like an hour's sleep, so I am. I'm just don't feel good. Well, this rant went on for a while after I thought it would, so peace out, and leave your comments below.